Welcome back, VTV. Today we're doing a club spotlight with
Jade.
what grade are you in, and can you tell us a fun fact about yourself?
Yeah, I'm in 11th grade, and a fun fact about myself is I'm an aspiring DJ.
Wow, that is impressive.
Thank you.
Let's start out with some questions. Why did you want to start the next chapter?
At Marlboro, we have been given an incredible amount of resources, especially with our library. I think that the majority of students don't take advantage of it enough. I started kind of looking at literacy rates in California. People assume that California, as being, a democratic state that receives a lot of support, would, have amazing literacy opportunities for LAUSD schools and things like that. But in reality, California is one of the states that has the lowest literacy rate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is, obviously a massive problem. Being able to read is something that is not a privilege, it's a right. Everyone should be able to. It grants people amazing opportunities. With the next chapter, I just wanted to use all of the power that we as a school have to mobilize students to basically give back books and to help organizations which are already doing brilliant work in Los Angeles. So that's why we work a lot with access books and things like that to provide more literacy opportunities for children.
Why is literacy equity important to you?
Okay, so I have been reading books from a really young age, and I think just even if I'm not talking about books and you're not having conversations about literature, being able to have an informed conversation just because you have a better vocabulary than someone who hasn't been able to read and being able to think like in a nuanced way about subjects is so important. Like everyone, should be able to read. It's so valuable to our lives. So I think that if people in Los Angeles specifically are not able to read, that is such a massive problem, and we should be doing everything in our possible bandwidth to help them achieve literacy, since we at Marlboro have so many resources to do so.
What's it like working with Access Books?
Access Books is a great organization. I would say it's pretty grassroots. I know a lot of the women just from like going to elementary school, a lot of them are moms who have had kids who've been brought up in an environment where they have had access to reading and literacy in their schools. And I think because of that, everyone who works at Access Books is incredibly dedicated to the organization, because when you look at LAUSD schools that have not been updated for 20 years, it's so sad to think about that these kids are reading books that are destroyed, that are mauled, that have been checked out like over 1,000 times and just look horrible, and they don't have these same opportunities. So everyone is really into it and is dedicated to doing everything they can, and it's been really nice to work with them. They've definitely given us a lot of opportunities as a club to expand, as Caroline knows. Yeah.
What are some of your accomplishments, like your book drives and stuff?
We've done a lot this year. The first thing that we did was we had our very first library visit. So we went to Dolan Elementary, which is a school where their library hadn't been updated for decades. And we brought in all of these books that Access Books collects. And as a club, went and we labeled all of them. We sorted all these books, and we spent a couple of hours placing them into the library to give all this new reading material to children. We had the option to paint murals and basically make the library a space that people want to be in. We did another one of those later in the year. And a really big accomplishment we had is during our Spirit Week book drive this year, we collected triple the amount of books that we thought that we were going to. We ended up collecting over 3,000 books, and the year before it was only 1,000.
That's crazy.
I mean, Mr. Espinoza, who helped out, was a little bit worried because it was how are we going to get all of these books to the library? So
That's kind of a good problem to have.
oh, it's such a good problem
Yeah.
to have. But we had to get this massive truck, and the next day as a club we went and we put all of these books in 59th Street Elementary. We've also started a leadership board along with Caroline this year, which is exciting. We want to get the middle school as involved as possible.
Yeah. So what are some of your goals for next year?
I think that it would be awesome to interview and have kind of continue our podcast series in a really big way. There's a lot of people, especially young people, who are really involved in the literacy world and are making great strides in it, especially who live in Los Angeles. So being able to interview them would be amazing. I think just getting the word out to our entire community, meaning upper school, who I think really knows about the club and the issue more than lower school, would be amazing. And I also think having a bake sale or a massive kind of drive where we collect a lot of money for Access Books would be brilliant. And just continuing to do our book drives and continuing to go on library visits would be great.
Yeah, well, I'm really excited to see what you'll do in these upcoming months, and I wish you great success. So thank you so much for your time,
Thank you.
and thanks for watching.
If you ever want to join let me know.
Email Jade. Look up her email in the directory.
Yay! That was
perfect.
good, right?